Hey guys, it's Cece, and I am sitting in front of my bookshelf right now because today I am going to be doing a bookshelf tour for you. So yes, the change in background does mean that I have made it safely back to school in New Jersey, and that means that I have a new bookshelf with all of the books that have mostly been in boxes for the past few months, but also I did bring a lot from home for me to read and for Janelle to read. So behind me total there are 67 books, like fiction, nonfiction books, and there are actually 69 total, but Janelle and I are each reading a book currently. So Janelle is reading the first book in a series that is up here, and I am currently reading Invasion of the Tierling by Erica Johansson, so those two books are not going to be behind me. But I did think it would be fun to give you a bookshelf tour of the 67 books that are on this shelf, because this is just, I'm very proud of this little shelf, and I thought I'd show it off and let you know what all of the books are that I have with me here at school for the semester. So yeah, let's just do that. So first, I just wanted to give you an overview of my shelves. Up here are my Game of Thrones pops, as well as a couple of other things. I'll show you that a little bit more in detail. And then this shelf is mainly mine and Janelle's TBR shelf for the semester. These are just the books that both of us want to read, and this is going to grow and change a lot, basically. These are the books that were mainly in boxes for the past couple of months, so I have already read all of them, and yeah, I've already read all of these books. And then there's just this bottom shelf down here, which I am mainly including to be school books, graphic novels, and some other random stuff, and I'll show you more of that later too. But let's go into each of the individual books now on this bookshelf. So starting up here, just a quick overview. These are my Game of Thrones pops. I will go into those more when I eventually do a Funko Pop tour, which I'm working on, but that's going to be until like March that you guys see that, so sorry. But then over here in the corner, first we've got the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, and this is Neville Longbottom's wand, and that's because Neville is my favorite Harry Potter character. And then over here we mostly have school books. This is a book from my grandma called Be Happy, and it's just little happy things to, improve your mood. These are all sort of school books or writing books. These are actually books that I write in. They're like my creative writing books. And then this is just a binder. So up here, I guess I'll just kind of show you the comics that I have. So first, this is actually from last year. I got it for my birthday from Janelle. It is the Doctor Who annual. It's kind of an activity book for Doctor Who. Here I've got issues 1 through 6 of Leaves on the Wind, which is a Firefly comic series. Got a couple of comics from Free Comic Book Day. Here I've got 4 different issues of Doctor Who magazine, which I tend to get whenever I go to Forbidden Planet in the city, and I just really like these. This was a gift last year, and it's just the Life magazine remembering Robin Williams. I've also got the first issue of Oddly Normal by Otis Frampton, which is a comic series I'd really like to continue, as well as the first issue of a new 9th Doctor comic. Well, it was new when I started reading it last year, but now I've got to catch up. And finally, the first 4 issues of Bitch Planet. Okay, starting down on this next shelf, this TBR shelf, so I'm just gonna quickly show you the kind of trinkets and then I'll move those. So these are sort of 2 little black box villains for Doctor Who. They're kind of Lego things that I collect. And these are from a little Disney black box collectible thing. And these are just the 2 random ones that I got last year. Okay, let's do books. Starting over in this corner up here, and we've got the stack of black books. Actually, first up here we've got my Kindle, so I'll also set that aside. The Other Typist by Suzanne Rindell. You by Caroline Kepnes. Dying for the Rose by A. Anders. Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, and Breaking Dawn, all part of the Twilight Saga by Stephanie Meyer. By the Light of the Moon, and Watchers, both by Dean Koontz. Desert of the Heart, Which Won't Stay Standing by Jane Rule. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Eon by Allison Goodman. Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. Can't Wait to Get to Heaven by Fanny Flagg. Empress of the World by Sarah Ryan. Now we're starting in on the books that I have that Janelle wants to read this semester, so now we're starting in on some of those books. The Giver by Lois Lowry. Almost Like Being in Love by Steve Kluger. The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. Last trinket over here, this is actually a picture stand for the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and while we were there, Janelle had a really hard time taking a perspective photo of me, so this is my face of I guess we're calling it my face of disappointment, and it's hilarious. I love that this sits on our shelf. I will say that we did end up getting a good shot of me at the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so if that was worrying you, don't worry anymore. This is Janelle's copy of Second Helpings by Megan McCafferty, The Merciless by Danielle Vega, Janelle's copy of Witches Volume 1, The Martian by Andy Weir, and finally on this shelf, Twilight, the special 10th anniversary edition, or Life and Death Twilight Reimagined by Stephanie Meyer. All of the Twilight books are Janelle's, but they are here because I want to reread them all this semester. So yeah, that is why we have all of the Twilight books here. Here is my next shelf. There are 6 pops on this shelf, so there are 3 Star Wars pops, which are all baubles. And then there are a Hannibal Lecter one, and then 2 from the show Hannibal. So I have read every book on this shelf. That is what this shelf is, my read books. So let me show those to you. First, starting from up here, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. These are my John Green books, so we've got The Fault in Our Stars, Paper Towns, and Looking for Alaska, all by John Green. Bruiser by Neil Shusterman. The Shakespeare Notebooks, which is a Doctor Who kind of companion book. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Sands. The Dinner by Herman Koch. If I Stay by Gail Forman. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. The Man Who Loved Books Too Much. The True Story of a Thief, a Detective, and a World of Literary Obsession by Alison Hoover Bartlett. The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. My Dirty Little Book of Stolen Time by Liz Jensen. Big Fish by Daniel Wallace. The Help by Catherine Stockett. The Mystic Arts of Erasing All Signs of Death by Charlie Huston. The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. Yes Please by Amy Poehler. The Devil in the White City. Murder, Magic, and Madness at the Fair That Changed America by Eric Larson. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. A dust jacketless copy of The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah by Richard Bach. And A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. Alright, now we are on the bottom shelf, which makes it a bit harder to film, but we should be okay. Over here we've got 3 pops, one from Buffy, one from just Frankenstein, and one from Kill Bill, one of my favorite movies of all time. As I said, this section is books that I have previously read for classes, and then it goes into graphic novels. So first up, let's talk about the books that I have read for classes in the past couple of years. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Dracula by Bram Stoker. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Dude, You're a Fag. Masculinity and Sexuality in High School by C.J. Pascoe. The Story of Jane, the legendary underground feminist abortion service by Laura Kaplan. The Vagina Monologues by Eve Ensler. House Arrest, a search for American character in and around the White House, past and present, a play by Anna Deavere Smith. Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. And now we're getting into graphic novels. This is actually Janelle's copy of Honor Girl by Maggie Thrash, The Complete Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi, Fun Home by Alison Bechdel, Serenity, Those Left Behind, and this is another bind-up of Firefly Comics. Terrestrial, which is an anthology of a bunch of different artists who all had to draw for the same theme. Boron High School Host Club #1 by Bisco Hattori. Full Metal Alchemist #1 by Hiromu Arakawa. Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Volumes 1 and 2 of the Scott Pilgrim series by Brian Lee O'Malley. And over here it's going to be a bit shaky, but I just wanted to show off what was over here. So we've got a Friends trivia game, which is very fun. And then we've got, this is a fake Oscar that I got from attending an Oscar party. And then there is the Harry Potter Snow Globe, which was very fun. Got a couple of zines here. First we've got Witchery, etc., a comic about witches by Rel, and I got this, I believe, at Mocha Fest, which is a thing that takes place in New York every year, and I really love this. And then this is Janelle's, and it is Imaginary Girl Bands by Gemma Flack, and it is adorable, and I love it. Got some word books and some journals, some Sudoku. This is my video planning book, and then I've got 2 coloring books over here that I've shown off in a recent video, and then this is just a journal, and that is about it for this bookcase. Okay guys, that is my whole book collection that I have here at school. I hope you enjoyed watching very much, and I might be changing this background in the future. This is just the easiest to manage right now, so I'm gonna move around the room a little bit and see where I want to film from now on. But yes, I hope you really enjoyed watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!